I am Nahid Kabbani, and this is the Lighthouse for today's viewers. Welcome to our show. As I always said, my viewers, I try to bring you the best of what I find in my large view around us. Today, I'll continue talking about Toastmaster for a reason, or for so many reasons. We'll go in depth talking about the subject because I feel as an educational show also, we would love to let you know about something value to benefit from as individual. No matter what kind of position in life you are in, I believe you have somehow need for this kind of club to learn something. Today, I have two guests to share with them the speeches at one show, at one meeting. It comes together, and I felt the value of what is in the speeches, and I found a way to address the issues for you through those speeches. Let's welcome my guests, then we will talk about it. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Will you please, Mr. Phil, introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. My name is Phil Isaacs. I live in Orangevale with my beautiful wife, Angela. I've got 2 children, and I run a business out of the Rancho Cordova area. And we specialize in windows, siding, heating, and air. And thanks for welcoming me to the show today.
So, Mr. Bill.
Bill Peterson. I was raised in Roseville area since I was about 3 years old. My parents were teachers, and I built a big construction company over the years, and have decided to shut it down due to the way construction was, and now I help people with their health and wealth, and so that's been a rewarding thing. I have 3 kids and 7 grandkids right now. So
That's nice. How many kids you have?
I've got 2 boys, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, soon to be 4, October 6th. Pretty excited about that.
That's
Take them out to the pumpkin patch.
That's wonderful. Nice to have families also through life will be better. So different positions in life, different background, different businesses.
Yep.
What it brings you to Toastmasters?
That's a great question. When during the home show season, we do quite a few home shows to advertise our business.
Mm-hmm.
And during the home show season, there are opportunities for me to get up and speak and promote my products, which I'm excited about.
Mm-hmm.
But I started to realize that I was rusty with getting in front of a room full of people. I've done that many years ago, but I was pretty rusty. So I want to make sure that whenever I do get an audience, I'm compelling and not boring and not monotone and none of those
Mm-hmm.
things. So I figured I'd dust off my skills, and I started to attend a Toastmasters class. And they meet once a week, and it's been tremendous. And it's a lot of fun in addition to being able to improve on my speaking skills. I've been able to really meet some great people too. So it's been a lot of fun and very rewarding, and it's helping me with my goal.
How did you know about Toastmasters?
Just through a friend. I met a friend, and Leonore Nielsen was with her at the time, and the topic just happened to come up, and she invited me, of course, being a good Toastmaster, seized the opportunity and encouraged me to go and told me how wonderful it was, and I'd heard about it in the past, and always was going to be something I'm going to go check out, and I procrastinated. But she encouraged me, and I showed up, and I loved it. It was a very good match for exactly what I was looking for.
She did good.
Mhm.
She
Yeah.
did good.
Yeah.
What about you, Bill?
I joined Toastmasters to get out of my comfort zone.
Mhm.
I've never been a public speaker, or I had a big company, but I didn't have to get in front of them and talk. I mean, I talked to a few people in the office, and so I've been doing things to get myself out of my box and not be that same old person. I'm looking more for personal growth. And so-
That's wonderful.
Right.
So different backgrounds, different reasons also. How did you learn about Toastmasters?
Phil actually invited me to join Toastmasters, and at first I was kind of saying that's maybe too far out of my box, but the first time I was there, I enjoyed it. So I actually hate missing meetings. So
That's what I feel myself. Actually, no matter how far it is, I like our club also, just because I feel it has something in it as family, and it is fun, not just learning. You know about the other, and the other have something different than me or my lifestyle or my work. So we learn and we share. If you realize that, we share the activities from one to another.
Right.
It is really something I like to spend, push myself to find time, not just to spend the free time. I don't have free time, but we push ourselves to go early morning to have that meeting
Right.
weekly, which is great. So 2 speeches at that day, they were hard to realize which is the better speech. So that's why you talk about managing,
More or less leadership. Which,
leadership.
Yeah, which
And you
is
talk
managing.
about
I was talking about listening,
listening.
which also correlates into communication, and communication is something that is kind of lost, and especially if you don't know how to truly listen. So
Absolutely.
that caught my
So I
attention.
believe let's give a chance to our viewers to listen to first speech, maybe.
Sounds great.
Phil, can you start with that? Will you please?
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The speech that I chose to discuss that day
Mhm.
was, the topic was, what is a leader? And I started off with a quote by a field marshal, Bernard Montgomery. And he said, leadership is the capacity and will to rally men and women to a common purpose and the character which inspires confidence. And I thought that was a profound way to start my speech. I am somewhat of a leader in my business. I have about 12 to 15 people that work in my company depending on the season. So leadership is something that I'm akin to. So here's the speech. It's called A Few Indispensable Qualities of a Leader. Number one indispensable quality of a leader is a leader has to have vision. Without vision, you've got nothing. One of my mentors taught me that the vision of the leader has to be bigger than those who they lead. And that struck me and stayed with me during my course of being a business leader. Leaders have vision, but a vision leads the leader. Leaders enthusiastically and passionately share their vision with people, and as a result, they want to follow them. Leaders must have a clear purpose and get buy-in from their team. Some intimidate while leaders inspire with their vision. Leaders also must have good communication. Leaders are great communicators. It's essential to get your message out and inspire. If the leader can't get the message across clearly to motivate, then having a message doesn't even matter. Initiative, indispensable quality number 3 of a leader. Leadership requires action. It's not necessarily the smartest person that succeeds, but the one that takes initiative and action. Leaders take risks. They fail their way to success. And we all have heard of Thomas Edison and his many attempts on developing the light bulb. And he says that I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that it won't work. Leaders have commitment. Commitment is what's going to carry you on long past the initial euphoria or excitement about the goal wanes. Leaders carries on. Integrity. Leaders have a moral compass. They do the right thing when no one is looking. Leaders lead by example. Talent is a gift, while character is a choice. Leaders are persistent. This is one of my favorite quotes by Calvin Coolidge, so I'm going to read it directly. Nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is filled with educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan, "Press on," has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Calvin Coolidge. Thomas Edison, on the subject of persistence, says, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is to always try just one more time." And you look at Abe Lincoln's life and the long laundry list of failures that he has. From failing in business to being defeated multiple times in politics, and then on to becoming the most influential man in the world, the President of the United States, and keeping our nation united. One of the most successful presidents to stay in office. Leaders are generous. Leaders are quick to share the credit for success and take responsibility for things gone wrong. Leaders all have problem-solving strategies. All leaders have a problem-solving strategy. I'll give you mine real quick. Am I doing good on time here?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't talk about the problem anymore, just solutions. Focus on the solution. Some, including me, have a tendency to replay problems over and over in our heads. Why not change the recording to replaying possible solutions? It's impossible for our minds to really think about two things at once. Force your mind to start being solution-oriented when you face problems. Seek multiple and wise counsel. We do not have this. Do we not have this at our disposal? Leaders are everywhere. What can you learn from your experience? So look at a problem as a learning experience that you can apply to not let that same problem happen over and over again. Coachability, leaders are always growing and learning new things. John Wooden says, and I'll wrap it up with this, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Really, it is really worth it to listen to what is the leader means. So let's have a break and we will be back soon.
You're watching The Lighthouse for today's viewers, brought to you by oneworldforyou.org.
I believe we enjoyed Phil's speech, and right now we will listen to the other speech, then we will make comments about. Let's, Mr. Bill, give us another topic about listening, how to listen the right way. Will you please?
Few people since the beginning of time have ever mastered the art of listening. Listening is the number one talent for influential communication. Communication is a vital asset for people to be successful. Communication is not only key in one's career, but also in our personal lives. An excellent communicator must always be working on the ability to listen. In fact, listening is so significant such a significant asset that it has been compared to the importance of gravity. Before I prepared this speech, I never realized how well Toastmasters organization was well thought out. While people talk, everyone else is encouraged to listen. And I ask you why. And the reason we're encouraged to listen is because the organizers of Toastmasters realized to get good communicators, they had to have the art of listening down. And it's such a fact that when one person talks, everybody else is encouraged to listen. There's not only a evaluator of each speech and a grammarian and a master. There's another person evaluating the evaluators. And then they also have us vote for the best speech in each category. And is that for fun? No, that's again, the founders realized the best way to build a master communicator is to try to expose people to develop the art of listening. To become an expert listener, one has to break it into 4 categories. Why listening? What listening is not? Why listen? What is listening and how to listen? What listening is not is such a broad subject that there isn't time but to do an overview on it. This is the main reason few people have ever mastered the art of listening. Many of the problems that we have with listening is we were raised to respond instead of truly listen. These problems start at a very young age. The following is a partial list of this vast subject on what listening is not. Listening is not waiting to respond to someone who is talking about what somebody's talking about. Don't reassure people when they're trying to say something. Don't play God. This is responding to somebody on what is right or wrong. Many people suffer from the me syndrome, like to interject themselves in the conversation. Being a mind reader, like finishing somebody's sentences or straightening somebody out on their statement or opinion. And most people have a hardening attitude. If you're looking for personal growth, and you need to be aware of your behaviors and the subconscious habits that we partake in daily. Now that you're aware of what listening is not, you can make a choice to improve your listening skills. A conscious effort to avoid listening hindrances will significantly improve your communication skills, your life, and this is the awareness of listening. Why listen? Listening is the right thing to do. People who care listen, and people that listen care. It's a smart thing to do. Take sales, for instance. Sales are not about getting somebody to do something they don't want to do. Sales is a process of helping people make decisions that lead them to a better quality of life. There's 3 reasons why somebody would buy. Can they trust you? Are you talented in what you do? And do you care about them? When you listen to people, people trust you. When you ask questions, they know how proficient you are at what you do. And when you listen, people know that you care about them. Aristotle is quoted saying, "Wisdom is a reward from a lifetime of listening when you'd have rather been talking." To become more successful, get yourself out of the egg basket of not listening. Do not do what everybody else does. Be creative. Listening will get you out of that egg basket. People buy the byproduct of our products and services. For instance,
People don't buy light bulbs, they buy light. And why people don't listen is because we're not taught to listen. We've been taught if we listen to someone, that means we agree with them. The most powerful thing you can do if you disagree with somebody is to listen, ask more questions to verify their position, let them know what you heard, and only then let them know what your opinion is. What is listening? Plato said the beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. A conversation is defined as two people talking. With two people talking, there is no communication. Listening is defined as hearing with your mind, heart, and spirit. Listening is a mental, emotional, spiritual process. Listening is a choice. It takes effort. Listening is a human capacity. A deaf person once said, "Listen with your eyes." You don't have to care to hear someone, but listening shows that you care. Hearing occurs with your ears. Listening includes your mind and your soul and much more. And then how to listen? Listening is about what is not said. It's the message behind the message. The emotional content, the reason, the space between the words, the logic, the music to the words, not just the content, but the intent. Communication is like an iceberg. 90% of the iceberg is not seen. And the words used are the 10% that you see. Communication is a complete iceberg. The meaning of the message is the part of the iceberg you don't see. The top 500 words used in the English language have over 14,000 different meanings, not including how they're used for emotion or mood combination, or what was meant, or the content behind the words. The meaning of these words is also not always how they're used. I'll give you two examples. You can say, "I love you," "I love you," "I love you," or you can say, another word is "oh," 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 "oh." Several different meanings just from as it said. This is a short briefing is intended to help you start trying to master the art of listening. Most people have a long way to go in their pursuit of good listening. It starts with an understanding of one's bad habits and having the open mind to be a true listener. This process will dramatically increase your personal growth.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bravo.
You did well. So listening is a piece of art also. It's not just to listen, to find out what is in the speech, what is in it for you, and to learn from what you listen, and to have an idea if you have an opinion, to give the opinion after you listen, not just to jump in. And somehow I feel we need it in our language to give a chance for our community to learn specifically how to listen, because listening is, as I mentioned, an art, but it is communication, as our friend said, the way to communicate with people. So let's have a break and discuss this matter with our guests after the break.
oneworldforyou.org, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
Okay, let's find out from our guests what is in their speech. Why you choose your speech?
Leadership is something that I've studied for years. I've studied people like Stephen Covey, motivational speakers like Jim Rohn, and who also happens to be a leader. It's just always been a fascination for me. when I was in my early 20s, I lacked a lot of skills that it took to be successful in business.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out seeking those skills, and I found a lot in books and back then tapes. And I've always listened to, since then, I've always listened to some kind of tape or always have some kind of book. John Maxwell's, great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He has great stuff, but it's a passion of mine. Learning how to be a better person,
Mm-hmm.
how to help people become more effective in what they do. And of course, in business, you really are not going to be successful in business unless you're attracting and recruiting quality people as a leader, having them buy into the vision, not just come to work, punch a clock,
Mm-hmm.
and think about what time is it, what time's quitting time.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody who is, I like to recruit somebody to our vision, that we're doing something a little bit higher calling than just, getting a wage, things like that. So it's been a passion of mine, a lot of fun, and so that's the answer to your question.
That's wonderful. What about you, Bill?
As I've been getting out of my box and actually doing more reading and listening to tapes, and I was listening to a tape on listening. I forget the guy's name, but it was such an awesome and powerful thing. And you start thinking about all the times that disputes and fights and people were mad at each other. Most of that is because one didn't listen to the other, or neither one listened. They were both talking without listening. And so this is that part of my life now that I'm not interested in a feud or a fight, or I'm just, want to help people get along with their lives and their health and their wealth. So
It is a major topic, actually. It is a major topic. Leader, you choose for your business, but listening, every minute you need to listen to your kids, to your neighbor, to one in the street, one need help. Listening is your part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn how to listen, you will be a better person for sure, because your reaction will be nice and focusing on that. To me, as leader, really, I feel even mother at home, if she has teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
she has to be in control. Otherwise, no way
That's right.
to
That's
control
right.
the kids at home,
Mm-hmm.
especially this kind of age now.
Mm-hmm.
Kids are everywhere and they know more than the parents know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to control them and give them advice, way hard.
So I agree. Leadership transcends just the business area.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that I've learned in leadership and reading books and just from my business that I do the best I can in applying to other areas of my life, like goal setting, and getting a team to buy into a purpose. But yeah, as far as family life, you got to be. I got a wife who's an equal partner, kind of thing, and
Absolutely.
but we work together to lead our family. We're trying to teach our kids these essentials when they're young, as young as they are. We're trying to teach them things like responsibility,
Yes.
not just give them things. But yeah, leadership transcends many areas. In my church, leading different functions. I've led different mission trips and things like that. And it's all the same stuff, inspiring people to do more than they think they could ordinarily, getting them excited about something that's bigger than themselves. That's what it's all about. And that's what makes leadership fun.
Absolutely. Communities also,
Yeah.
immigrants
Mhm.
and communities, they are like in different kind of lifestyle or comfort zone or something. You feel they are waiting for some voice or somebody to speak out or do something different than what they know, at least little here, just to lead them to do better.
Mhm.
They couldn't go out of their areas they learn about, small things.
Mhm.
But they are looking for something or somebody without knowing what they want.
Mhm.
But as you mentioned about the leader and the personality of leader, when somebody comes over and say something attractive to them, like he is touched the light ball or something, everybody will jump because they are waiting for that second or minute to be alive, to feel alive, without noticing what's matter with them. They are doing their best, but they are around the same areas. But somebody comes across and do something different, everybody will cheer up and go and do better for all.
Yeah.
So it is really, I feel this kind of club is for fun, for good timing, and for learning by all means. By all means. If you look at the magazine, monthly magazine,
Yes.
it has a lot, I forget the new one, it talk about the brain and things. Yesterday we received it. Even one monthly we have magazine, and it has a lot of topics from experience, from members, what they done. Even gardeners,
Yeah.
they use it, and there is a lot details. Also in so many languages around the world. In Middle East, it's in Arabic also.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I like to have it in Arabic language for my community, just to feel the transition, easy transition to adjust, to move from no control to life with little bit control by brain, not controlled by government, or I control
point,
my
yeah.
life, I control myself, not just live because I am here, or
Sure. Sure.
Right.
that's the way I feel it. Also, how many things we learn from the program.
Yes.
The thought of the day give you something to think about it. The theme also
Yeah.
push us to think about that point, to create the story about that point.
I'm always learning something new every time I go to a Toastmasters meeting. Although the format is consistent, the content is always fresh and new, and I'm always learning something from somebody's speech. Somebody the other day, for example, started talking about travel and started giving very practical travel tips, and I started writing them down, and I'd left that meeting a lot smarter about travel than when I originally
absolutely.
showed up.
So many good speeches, actually. By the way, my viewers, Bill and Phil, the maybe newest in the group, but they were, to me, inspiring everybody because they are doing their homework much better than us. you
Well, thank
also
you.
younger than most of the group, at least for me. I'm talking about myself more. But really, they are following direction, and they are always come with that enthusiasm and love to do things, and ready to go. And really, when you see people like this, you feel what I miss in that at that day. What is in it I didn't see it, so you dig in more and you follow their direction or listen to them more to be sure that you are benefiting. You are. That's a good one. 3 hands giving me the 5 minutes.
5-minute mark. Okay.
3 cameras. They are doing their job the right way. They are leaders too.
That's right.
And also, really, I really feel the value of that. That's why I bring the topic again and again from time to time. It depends what I find, what inspired me at that week or something. I think about it, how to bring it again.
Yeah.
Because it's not my show, typical show for Toastmasters or something. But I try to bring for my viewers something I feel it has value,
Yes.
not just
yes.
show.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
So every time we have something in you. Today you both brought something good for my viewers. And if you didn't believe, listen to Tony Frantino, our person
Okay.
in the control room. He is the one, when I came to Access Sacramento.
Yeah, yeah.
I find him, he helped me with the Access Sacramento
Okay.
business, but he was talking about Toastmaster. What is Toastmaster? He says,
Ah.
come over,
Oh,
visit
okay.
us, then you will learn about it. So he took me to that.
Ah, okay.
Club.
Okay.
But if you listen to his story, why he goes to Toastmaster, what he learned from Toastmaster, you will know how important Toastmaster to some people to change their life totally.
Ah, yeah.
That's why I will
I can believe
include
it.
him, let him talk about his experience
Yeah.
because of reminder. Because I did
I'm gonna go ask
have
him.
show with him before, but
Yes.
now with the talk about Toastmasters, I like to give him a chance to give the viewers also his own thoughts about Toastmasters after the break. We'll have a break and we'll be back soon. So at this part of the show, I will insist to show you something or let you know about a person who benefits from Toastmasters. So he will tell you his story. Let's welcome Tony Frontiero with our.
Thank you, Nahad. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for a great show.
Thank you for controlling the room.
Well-
And now he is with us. Will you please introduce yourself?
Yes,
first?
my name's Tony Frontino. I've been a Toastmaster since 1991, and I've been involved with Access Sacramento since 1998.
History.
And why did I join Toastmasters? Because they offered me a free breakfast. Now, what happened was, when I was a little child, about 5, I could not pronounce my words. I was not able to be understood by my friends and my schoolmates, and they made fun of me. And I remember coming home from school telling my parents, I'm not ever going to go back to school again. No. And my parents said, you have to. So I went back and I found an easy way to solve the problem. If I didn't speak, they could make fun of me. So I'll sit in class and my teacher would ask me a question and I would just sit there staring. Well, they told my parents that I was mentally retarded. That's what they used back then. And I told my parents, no, I'm not. I just don't want to speak. So I found a speech teacher in high school that was really rough on me. He said, Tony, we will work on your speech here, but you got to go out there and speak to those people. I said, you're kidding. I'm going to do that. Those are my enemies. Well, he helped a little, and after college, I joined a telephone company. And one day I'm sitting at my desk, and a lady came over and says, would you like to go to a Toastmaster meeting? Toastmaster meeting, what's that? Well, we'll buy you breakfast. I said, I'll go. Well, that was the beginning of a career that I treasured. Now I tell people that they can't shut me up. I'm making up for all the times I didn't speak when I was a kid. And what's great about Toastmasters is it's a gentle environment. It's a friendly environment. Everyone supports each other. And even I've seen Toastmasters that at the first meeting, they couldn't even stand up. They could not stand up and say hello. After a couple of weeks, they're up there and they're giving speeches.
Wow.
It makes a major, major difference. And I also said a key that opens other doors. And for me, it opened the door to television. I heard of a club that was involved with television, and I said, oh, I'll go down, or maybe I'll join it. I joined, and which was called Toastmaster on television. I took all the classes, I got certified, and I said to myself, you can have your own show. Because I always wanted a show that give good news. Well, I've been doing my show, which is called Local Talent Showcase, for about 3 years. I've done over 200 shows, and I enjoy helping other people, especially the head. I've learned a lot just listening to her show. My attitude about the Middle East has changed a lot because I was hearing the other side of the story, and my head was telling me the other side of the story. And that's something that I really believe communication can help. The more we communicate, the less we're frightened of each other. And that's what Nahat's doing with her show. And I really appreciate that.
Thank you for that comment. But if Tony Frontino made it on TV too, through Toastmasters, I believe anybody can benefit. Anybody.
Yeah. Oh.
I myself used to have my show weekly in Los Angeles for 4 years.
Mhm.
The move to Sacramento changed my life totally because I get out of my comfort zone.
Sure.
People and people I deal with, and it is a quiet area, and I was disappointed, from myself, and with the life what I have, because my kids did their best to bring me around them, because I'm getting older. But for me, like a fish goes out of water, no water, and to build up life totally, completely, at this age, it was really difficult. Then also, I came to Access, I found the equipment different than Monrovia equipment, the IBM and Macintosh and things, and I was pushing myself over there to learn. My friendly enemy, that was technology, so I refused first, then after a year I found myself alone. I have nothing to do with life, and speechless. I myself find myself speechless. I was shocked to myself. Then I thought, no, go learn how to use the computer, then do your show. First show, I couldn't start it until I brought co-host to the show, just to be there, to make me feel comfortable. After 4 years working in this, unbelievable.
Humbling.
Then after I went to Toastmasters, I felt more comfortable and trust myself.
Well, I've seen a major improvement from when you first joined Toastmasters.
Yeah.
And now it's amazing.
Yeah.
I can see your self-confidence just building up.
I know myself. I know this person is a different person. That's why I pray to God, please bring me the right person. I am not me. It was really difficult for me to change that much at late age and things. But God have His way. Toastmasters or other or what, friends and communication. You talk about communication, you talk about leadership and communication, you talk about listening. This is the major thing for life.
Right.
We are here in America as a small world from all over the world, like small world. It's America.
Right.
And we are part of it. And how many languages, how many ethnicities, especially Sacramento will show how much. But we communicate. If we didn't communicate, we don't know anything about the other. They are neighbors. They are part of our success in America.
Right.
Whoever is, he is part of America.
Mhm.
So we have to communicate, and we have to have better communication for
I
the
agree.
all levels,
Right.
because not everybody understands the English language.
And
or
to
talk.
give an example, I'm Roman Catholic, and I've never really got involved with the Muslim faith till the head's shows, and she said, "Would you like to go to one of our services?" Yeah, why not? And I did. And she went to one of my services. And I'll tell you, if you listen to both, they're basically saying the same thing. Love your neighbor, be good to everyone. And that's where communication, and I thanked her for that. She opened my eyes.
It's God's rules, not our rules, and it is language barrier, language differences between language and other. Like one speech, I myself made a comment about mujahideen, jihad and mujahid like terrorists in Islam as media. I was saying, I am mujahid. Everybody looked at me. I said yes. The meaning of mujahid in Arabic, that means working hard for your cause. You work hard for your job to feed your kids. You said, I am working too hard. Slow down. I said, I believe in what I'm doing. I have mission. My mission is hard to reach, but I'm working hard to reach that mission. That means I am mujahid until I find my way to reach it.
I would like to ask them, how long have you been in Toastmasters?
I've been involved for, I think maybe a year now. Time has gone so quickly.
How long?
It's a little over 6 months.
Now, have you seen a difference in yourselves? And have you seen the help you get from your fellow Toastmasters?
I think they're an incredible group of people, and the way that the self-awareness that it brings up, because I do often have to speak in front of
Right.
groups now, the self-awareness level has really enhanced the communication that I deliver now. Before, I wasn't even aware of the amount of times that I may say the word or
You know.
so all of those filler words, just was not aware, and they count them. And I'm always surprised at the end of a meeting where they tell me that I've said and or or so 57 times or whatever. And it's gradually decreased. So
How many-
many, that's just one of the many examples.
How many speeches have you completed in your book?
I have done 4, and I'm going to be doing my 5th
Fifth.
on the 20th.
Great. And how long have you, how many speeches?
I've completed 3, and I've done the third one twice because first third one was terrible.
Well, you can do the same speech for different parts of your book. Some are on vocal variety, some are on how to use visual aids and so forth. So you can use the same speech
Yes.
for 2, 3. And the more you give, the closer you'll get to completing that book, and you'll get your CTM.
In fact, the whole program actually well done, set up greatly, and you learn from reading also without somebody help you if you follow the direction, and the books
Yes,
are
right.
cover everything. And if you finish level, you go to the other level, and I choose now camera and television, and I will do better shows later. You will see me having interviews in the class. And,
There is a
Toastmasters.
manual
Yeah,
on television.
because I didn't, nobody taught me how to
Yeah.
sit and do those shows. I'm doing it by myself. Now I will be professional for
Oh, I didn't even know
later.
that.
Yeah, it's
Later,
called
yeah.
Yeah.
Toastmaster on television.
Yeah.
Okay,
So no matter what, we cannot cover the benefits actually from Toastmasters to anybody. Anybody can find something.
Yes. I
So
agree.
that's why I thought maybe to repeat or to talk again about Toastmasters
And
and,
if-
bring you all.
And
to
if
talk
they're
about.
interested in Toastmasters, you can go to
See?
www.district39.org. You can put in your zip code, and they'll bring up clubs. And clubs will meet in the morning, afternoon, and evening.
You mean you don't want them to come to my club?
Yeah, they can.
Skill
yeah.
builders. You see?
Do you have
Took them
a,
again.
do you have a website, Skill Builders?
Yes, we do have
What's the website?
skillbuilders.org.
.org. Okay, you can go to that.
Yes. So you took me to that.
Noticing a little
club.
friendly competition here.
No,
Well-
he goes different times, so that's
Yeah,
why.
I
we-
used to belong to 8 clubs. Then it was just too much,
Yes.
and it was too
Say
expensive
For
to do.
20
Just
years. Talking
one
about
would-
20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was going almost every day to a Toastmaster
Wow.
club, and finally I said no, and I got involved with my television show. So
You
Okay.
got the result. You are doing much
Right.
better. So you got what you want from
But you can
Toastmasters.
go-
Make it one or two enough.
clubs meet. My home club meets at 6:30 a.m. on Monday. They have some of our camera people are Toastmasters. Adam is a Toastmaster.
And bonus.
Van is a Toastmaster.
Okay.
No,
Bonnie?
Not Adel.
Oh, okay.
Not Adel. You
But
will go maybe.
you can find a club that suits your time schedule. And please, people, go out there. Do it. www.district39.org. And one day, you might be in that chair.
So with this message, I hope, my viewers, that you learn something good for you. Go to the website, learn more, visit. I invite you, visit any Toastmaster close to you, learn in reality what is in it, and then think about how to use the benefit for your own benefit.
Can I tell when my show's on?
Go ahead.
Local Talent Showcase, Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Channel 17.
Okay. And our show,
When
the
your show?
Lighthouse for today's viewers, every other Monday, second Monday, and fourth Monday, 9 o'clock on Channel 17. I hope that we will hear from you. Give us an idea. What do you think? What do you like to see in our show also? We will bring you things you like to watch. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.